The Wilsons were buzzing with excitement. The anticipation had been building for weeks, and now the day had finally arrived. They were finally going to the Grand Canyon. The iconic destination had been on their bucket list for years. Mum and Dad, Sarah and Jake, had planned this trip for months. They had meticulously mapped out every detail to ensure a memorable experience. Ethan, the older brother, tried to act cool about it. He was at that age where showing enthusiasm was uncool. But his little sister Lily couldn't contain her joy. She had been counting down the days and could hardly sleep the night before. She couldn't wait to see the giant hole in the ground. The pictures she had seen in books and online had only fueled her excitement. The drive seemed to take forever. The endless desert landscape stretched out before them, making the journey feel even longer. Lily kept asking, "Are we there yet?" Her impatience was palpable, and she couldn't help but voice it every few minutes. Ethan put on his headphones and pretended to ignore her. He was lost in his music, trying to tune out the world. Sarah and Jake smiled at each other. They knew this trip would be a cherished memory for their family. They were excited to share this adventure with their kids. The laughter and conversations in the car made the long drive more bearable. Finally, they arrived at the park entrance. The sight of the Grand Canyon sign brought a collective cheer from the family. Jake parked the car and everyone piled out. The kids were practically bouncing with excitement as they stretched their legs. Lily took a deep breath of the fresh air. The vastness of the canyon and the crispness of the air were invigorating. She was ready for an amazing adventure. The Grand Canyon awaited, and the Wilsons were ready to explore its wonders together. They walked towards the rim of the canyon. Suddenly, the ground seemed to disappear. Before them stretched a vast, colorful chasm. It seemed to go on forever. Lily gasped. "Wow!" she exclaimed. She had never seen anything so big. Ethan tried to act unimpressed. "It's just a big hole," he mumbled, but secretly he was amazed too. Jake put his arm around Sarah. "Incredible, isn't it?" he whispered. Sarah nodded, speechless at the sight. They found their campsite at Mather Campground, a serene spot nestled among towering pines and offering a breathtaking view of the Grand Canyon. The air was crisp, filled with the scent of pine needles and the distant call of birds. Jake and Ethan eagerly set up the tent, their faces lighting up with excitement as they worked together, hammering stakes into the ground and unrolling the sleeping bags. Meanwhile, Sarah and Lily gathered firewood, their laughter echoing through the trees as they searched for the perfect sticks to fuel their campfire. Soon, a cheerful fire crackled in the fire pit, its warm glow casting a cozy light over their campsite. As the sun set, casting long shadows across the campground, they roasted marshmallows, the sweet aroma filling the air as they toasted them to golden perfection. Lily giggled as her marshmallow caught fire, waving it around like a tiny torch before blowing it out and taking a gooey bite. Ethan, with a flashlight under his chin, told spooky stories about canyon creatures, his voice rising and falling dramatically, sending shivers down their spines. Sarah took a picture of them all, silhouetted against the firelight, capturing the magic of the moment. It was a perfect family moment, one that they would look back on with fondness for years to come. They were making memories they would cherish forever, each laugh, each story, and each marshmallow adding to the tapestry of their family bond. The next morning, they decided to hike the Bright Angel Trail. This trail would take them deep down into the canyon. Lily was a little scared. "What if we see a bear?" she asked. Sarah reassured her. "Bears are very rare on this trail," she said. "And we'll be careful. We'll stay together and make lots of noise." Jake pointed to the trailhead. "Ready for an adventure?" he asked. Ethan and Lily, their fear forgotten, nodded eagerly. The hike back up was tough. The trail seemed steeper and more challenging than they remembered. Each step felt heavier as the sun began to dip lower in the sky. Lily started to get tired. Her small legs struggled to keep up with the pace, and she began to lag behind, her face showing signs of fatigue, but her family was there for her. They knew this journey was as much about supporting each other as it was about reaching the top. Ethan encouraged her with jokes. His light-hearted humor brought smiles and laughter, lifting everyone's spirits. Jake offered to carry her backpack. He knew that even a small gesture could make a big difference in helping her continue. Sarah held her hand and reminded her how strong she was. Her gentle words and firm grip gave Lily the confidence to push on. Finally, they reached the top. The view was breathtaking, and the sense of accomplishment was overwhelming. They were exhausted, but exhilarated. They had done it. The journey had tested their limits, but they had persevered. They had conquered the Bright Angel Trail. It was a moment of triumph that they would remember forever. As the sun began to set, painting the canyon in breathtaking colors, they stood together at the rim. The sky transformed into a canvas of oranges, pinks, and purples. They felt proud, happy, and closer than ever. The day's challenges had brought them together, creating memories that would last a lifetime.